The Dodgers fall out of first place, but have Slime Diego fans finally gotten a hint about the Beat LA chant? LAFC's leading goal scorer appears to criticize his new coach, and the Kings get flat out denied for an interview with a potential coach. Good morning. I'm James. And this is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos Morning Report. It is May 19, 2026. Welcome back to the show. Lots to discuss. So if you like being in the know about LA sports, clickety-clack the like button. Clickety-clack the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It'll let you know when we drop an update. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. So before we go through the news and notes, we have a bit of an expanded look at the scoreboard because I was at Petco Park last night to see Slime Diego edge the Dodgers 1-0. LA's 5-game winning streak gets snapped in a bona fide pitcher's duel. Absolutely lovely to see for an old head like me. There was just one mistake by both starting pitchers in the whole game. The only thing that separated the two teams. Yoshinobu Yamamoto was trying to find his groove in the first, gave up a solo home run. Both sides, that single run not only was the winner's edge, but it impacted the strategy in the whole game. I think it was the only way that the Padres knew they had a chance at winning the series. The guy they have going tonight has an ERA of more than 10. So both teams went out and squeezed everything they could out of their starters. Yamamoto and Michael King threw more than 100 pitches each. When the hell does that happen in major leagues these days? The Dodgers do, in fact, slip out of first with the loss, but if I'm in the clubhouse, I'm not sweating it that much. One, there's no intimidation factor in the place. Not anymore. Maybe it's because I was surrounded by Dodger fans in the lower bowl, but I did not hear the Beat LA chant. I didn't. First time I've ever gone to Petco Park and not hear that. They could be playing the Marlins and they'll start chanting Beat LA. Now, maybe it's because there were so many Dodger fans in the place. Maybe it's because after posting that crying Kershaw meme on the scoreboard a couple of years ago, the Dodgers won 2 titles and Slime Diego finally got the memo that it's not a good idea to piss us off. Now, there's a third reason. Again, the guy pitching tonight has an ERA over 10. So we'll talk more about the Dodgers in a few minutes. Tonight, the Dodgers are at Slime Diego at 6:30 with Emmett Sheehan versus Griffin Canning. And again, his ERA, you already know. So with that out of the way, what do you say we get to the news? We'll talk more Dodgers in a moment. Dennis Bouanga has critiqued the strategy from first-year LAFC manager Mark Dos Santos and within minutes backtracked faster than Pete Crow Armstrong after getting caught on a hot mic. Bouanga was asked about positioning on the field after the black and gold lost in Nashville over the weekend. LAFC is in the biggest slump in franchise history. They haven't won in 5 matches. They have only 1 win in their last 11. Bouanga did not mention the new coach by name, but, quote, "This year, we are playing in a different way. I am playing as a winger, a position further away from Sun Hyung-min. That makes it hard to play the same way as last season. We are adapting, but it's not easy," unquote. Bouanga added that he's also been tasked with playing further back on defense than before. When Sun was first acquired last year, LAFC had both Sun and Bouanga playing up further, not on defense, so that when the back line would get control of the ball, both would sprint. It's like cherry picking in basketball. And the midfielder would decide which guy had the better chance at an open shot, Bouanga or Sun. Now this year, with longer runs away from the back line, your lungs are bursting into flame by the time you get into a shooting position. Even worse, Son is not positioned as a striker anymore. He's being positioned almost as a midfielder, a playmaker. Now, because of that, when Bouanga gets the ball as a forward, well, to paraphrase a Bad Country song, he's looking for Son in all the wrong places. Quote, every time I get the ball, I want to find Son and other players, but it's not easy, unquote. In other words, if Bouanga is the best player, or even if he's the second best player, Son is not where he's expected to be because of this new positioning. This isn't the first time someone called Dos Santos the Brandon Staley of MLS. Former Korean national team captain Lee Chung-woo predicted a month ago that asking Son to be a facilitator instead of a shoot-first striker would be like asking Mark Furman not to use racial slurs. R.I.P. As a result, Son hasn't scored a goal in 12 consecutive matches. Oh, he's getting assists, but he doesn't have a single goal in MLS play this year. Now, for his part in this whole kerfuffle, Son isn't talking. But later on yesterday, Bouanga signed in a chat to allegedly clear things up. Quote, I think my words were surely misinterpreted. I never wanted to criticize staff or the team's way of playing. Total confidence in the group and the coach. It's just different from what we did last year, and it necessarily requires more time to adapt, unquote. So, do you believe that? And if you do, let us all know which dispensary you frequent. Here's why I don't buy in at all. Look, Bouanga tweeted something that could easily be misinterpreted, or I should say properly interpreted, as criticizing LAFC's front office when articles surfaced that other teams, including Inter Miami, placed bids to acquire him, to purchase him outright from LAFC. Now, the black and gold played hardball in negotiating because they knew without Bouanga, they're toast. Dude tweeted then, quote, you're inches away from your dream and the club shuts it down, unquote. Which sure sounds to me like he wanted to play with Lionel Messi. The bottom line is this. The black and gold are in their first long-time slump in franchise history. Their biggest player, or player 1A, is not a happy camper. The other guy probably isn't either, but he's not talking. And there's no solution nearby because the manager is committed to this style of play. If you're an LAFC fan, you let me know what you think. Back to the Dodgers. When the Dodgers acquired, i.e. bought, Eric Lauer from Toronto, we had speculated the dude would go long relief. Wrong. We were wrong. General Manager Brandon Gomes said Lauer is going to start because they really want to stick with a six-man roto instead of using bullpen games, an idea that Dave Roberts floated last week in lieu of an injury to Blake Snell. What they see in Lauer that says starter, hard to say. Dude was a spot starter for the Blue Jays, but his velocity dipped this year before Toronto finally said to hell with it and waived him. He has also given up the most home runs in the American League this year, which I'm sure gives us all these warm, fuzzy memories of Lance Lynn back in 2023. The Orioles claimed outfielder Mike Ciani off waivers from the Dodgers per MLB.com. Okay. I will admit I kind of feel for the guy, not because he's no longer in Dodger blue, but this is his sixth team since November. 6 teams. At this rate, I don't even think the dude should rent an apartment. Maybe just throw everything in the back of a U-Haul and sleep there. Bathe in the clubhouse. You're not gonna be a long-term guy anywhere, my dude. I thought my life was kind of rudderless. Roberts then told the LA Daily News that some time off has helped Shohei Ohtani, which may be true, maybe. But then you realize Ohtani hit 6 for 13 with 7 RBI playing against the Angels. Playing against the Angels is like sunbathing with nude supermodels on the Amalfi Coast of Italy. Of course it's going to feel awesome. Now, to be fair, Ohtani went 2 for 3 last night. Roberts said that the rotation was switched up a little bit for the series in Slime Diego. Ohtani's going to pitch Wednesday. We do not know if he's also going to hit in that game, though. For a few weeks, Las Vegas hemmed and hawed about giving the Kings permission to chat with the former Golden Knights head coach, Bruce Cassidy. Now the Golden Knights are like, bruh, we ghosted you for a reason. Stop texting us. Buzz off. Now, arguably, it's the most petty thing I remember coming out of Las Vegas since Nicky Santoro, but I digress. Normally, it's common practice to have people have an interview with a fired coach. You want somebody to go land another job. Vegas is like, nah. Shout out to Joe Pesci, by the way. Vegas also told Edmonton to go take a cold shower in the Great White North. Now, Toronto has a vacancy. Cassidy might get some chance at the job there because they are not in the same division as the Kings, Knights, and Oilers. But the Kings are going to have to look elsewhere. Multiple media outlets have amplified the musings, the random pitter-patter of an ESPN analyst, saying that the Rams would be a great fit for wide receiver Stephon Diggs. Oh, they all took those musings and it's the hottest of rumor. It's a hot, stinky rumor. Hot pile of rumor. It's a hot pile of nothing. The Scribe, for example, didn't say that the Rams reached out to Diggs' people. The Scribe did not say Diggs reached out to the Rams and asked for a job. There's no connection. It's literally like when you just muse to yourself about how awesome it would be to hook up with somebody. It did not happen. There's no truth to it. There's nothing to base this trash on other than the relentless pursuit of clicks. And by the way, what makes anyone think Diggs would be a good fit with the LA Rams? Last time I saw Stephon Diggs, he was making an ass out of himself at the Super Bowl. Do you really want to see his ex, Cardi B, acting the fool in SoFi Stadium? We have enough issues with the LAPD as it is. We also have enough on our plate trying to keep Puka Nacua away from influencers and drunks. Out of rehab, for that sakes. So yeah, you really want to double down on that by adding Stephon Diggs? Good Lord, guys. Reality's a concept at times. You got to base things on reality, please. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. What do you think about the Dodgers' effort in Game 1? And are you kind of surprised that once again, it kind of looked a little bit like Dodger Stadium South down there? For that matter, LAFC's tactical problems. What do you think solves it? And if you enjoyed this update, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We're talking LA sports every single day. Thank you for watching. I'm James, and we'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Keon Cortel Queso production. Take care.